Alright, so let's see what we got here. My Little Pirates. Luffy's Adventures in Equestria, chapter. Sorry, I guess I just stuck in my throat. Where are we? Chapter 17? Fine. Chapter 17. Descent. Air Tartarus, World's Jail.
Crow, what are you doing?
Oh. Figured that the audience would prefer to be listening to a Ruby fic right about now than sit through another chapter of this.
No, we get views, honest. I mean, the last two videos have had 25 and 30 range.
Yeah, point proven. Where is your latest Ruby fic?
38. That's 61, actually.
Yeah, that's much. So, want me to continue reading this, or do you?
No, Crow. It's fine. Now, if you really want to make it up to me, you could get Ruby, Blake, and Yang in here. We can replace all these stunt doubles.
Ruby and Nora are already talking. I'll see if I can't find Blake or Yang.
Yay! Why? Luffy slammed his hoof onto the floor, setting up bits of broken stone in the air. His nostrils fumed as he lunged forward and struck his face to Celestia. Why didn't they execute him sooner? Well, quite frankly, Luffy, we spent so much time meandering. They aren't about to execute him sooner. It's been a week. Oh yeah, kind of have been doing random crap throughout most past few chapters, haven't we? Celestia replied by creating a block of magical aura between herself and Luffy. Calm yourself, Straw Hat. We must let cool heads prevail in this situation. We've seen where my rashness got us. I mean, I understand it's your sister and all, it's your brother and all, but... Luffy's breathing slowly. He plopped himself on the ground. Okay. The aura Celestia had created disappeared, but her horn continued glowing. The letter at her side flowed over to Luffy and Luna so they could read it. Whitebeard has made his move. The Marines are withholding the full story from me, but regardless, Whitebeard has done something to accelerate Fire Fist's execution. Luffy swatted the letter away and stared at Celestia. That's why we have to save him! Celestia closed her eyes and opened them again. I agree. The time to act is now. Straw Hat, ready yourself. I know the Tartarus' security well, and it will not be an easy task freeing your brother. We will be under constant surveillance, so I'll need to put a good part of the guard's focus on myself. Therefore... You really going? Nora contorted herself, so her head was upside down, pointing at Luffy's chin. We didn't even get to go to Pony's Joe's! Luffy tried to put Ruby's inconvenience. We'll go to that after I save Ace. Ruby's head curled back to its upright position. A wide grin replaced a frown on Ruby's face. Okie dokie dokie! Blake uneasily shuffled her legs and kept her eyes to the ground. Oh, please be careful. I know you could save your brother. You rock. Woohoo. I just wish we could help, said Yang. She glanced back to her friends and shifted her coat to put over her face. Guess that would ruin the whole sneak-in thing. I bet we can work it out, Daz exclaimed. It taken some royal influence, but she managed to get out of the hospital in a wheelchair to see Luffy off. She winced a little when a breeze blew against her, but tried to keep her face optimistic. We go in, smack some guards around, get out in no time. Daz, Starlight interrupted. We can't even get in without Princess Celestia to open the gate. You saw how roughed up I got for us getting to that point. Didn't Twilight look fine after delivering Cerberus to Tartarus? She brought her attention back to Luffy. You're a different story, though. But I still wish we could help in some way. How about you make a giant feast for me sometime? Luffy said with a grin. Does food never not cross his mind? Weiss muttered. Yes! Yes, it does! Constantly! While Luffy thinks of food 50% of the time, He is not a bloody Saiyan. He does not think of food 100% of the time. He also thinks of his friends and palling around with them and playing games aboard the Thousand Sunny. He thinks of adventure. When he's on a new island, he loves to explore. He loves to see new things. If he hears of something cool, he will try it out. If he hears something brand new that he's never seen before, he will try it out. If he hears that something sounds dangerous, scary, or heck, even life-threatening, he will be the first to rush towards it, screaming like a banshee of how awesome it is. He will also think of his friends if they are in danger. He will also think of his friends if they are just palling around and chilling. He will also relax with his friends. Food does not enter into his life 24-7! I don't believe this. This author is a One Piece fan. This author apparently loves the Straw Hats almost as much as I do. And even I wouldn't be writing Luffy eating all this time. This is not normal Luffy. This is a parody of Luffy. This is an exaggeration of Luffy's character. This is flanderization. This is not the Luffy I love. This is not the character I have followed for over 700 episodes and many chapters of my favorite manga. This is not Luffy! I'm this close to cracking. Straw Hat, Celestia called out. Luffy and the rest of the ponies turned around to see Celestia reach on the balcony they had been asked to wait on. With an air of grace, Celestia landed beside them, sending up a small gust of wind. Are you ready? I just thought about something here. This can actually be technically solved easier than it was with Luffy. Yeah. Interesting thing. I just now thought about this. Because, interestingly enough, you got some things here the Celestia doesn't have. You have magic. You have telekinesis. You have Twilight. Yeah, I just thought about this. Why doesn't Celestia just say, Twilight, yes, we are going to see Tartarus. Go over to Magellan, says that she wants to teach her student what it's like to go into Tartarus. Go down to the bottom level of Impel Down. Create an illusion spell so Twilight can accidentally hand a copy of the keys over to Jinbei. Jinbei then frees Ace and himself, gets out of Impel Down, and Luffy and Ace meet, they hug, the brothers are reunited. It doesn't seem like it doesn't feel like it's that hard. Straw Hat, Celestia called out. Luffy and the rest of the pirate ponies turned to see Celestia land on the balcony they had been asked to wait on. With an air of grace, Celestia landed beside them, sending up a small gust of wind. Are you ready? Yep! Luffy patted his stomach. I ate a lot, so I'm good to save Ace. If only you could save him with just your appetite. Okay. How many of you are reading the latest One Piece chapters? Most of the fans reading this? Good. For those of you who don't, when Sanji said, I'm not coming back, Luffy said he would not eat anything that wasn't prepared by Sanji till he got his cook back. Oh, did also did I forget where Luffy climbed up the top of Drum Island Mountain with Nami and Sanji carrying up to the point where his hands and feet were frostbitten and his fingernails were broken and he was bloodied and beaten? And did not suddenly say I need a ton of food? Did I forget that? Or how many times he has been that focused? Or are you just trying to make Luffy as unlikable as possible? And annoying. Celestia raised up a hoof and pointed to her back. Climb on. I shall transport you over to Tartarus. You're not taking the royal chariot? Asked Starlight. Oh, bright idea, Starlight. Sure, I'll take a royal chariot to hell! Celestia swung her head back and forth. I whip my mane back and forth. I whip my mane back and forth. Uh-oh. Woohoo! Woo! Woo! Not for this. Nobody needs to see what lies beyond the gate. It'll take some time to get there, even at my speed, though. So we must leave now. Vic, I beg you, please. Let's not completely redo Impel Down, please. I love Impel as it is, but I don't need to see it redone. Luffy nodded and trotted over to Celestia and began to chamber on her back. When he was halfway up, a voice rang through the air. Wait! Luna galloped to the balcony, her breath slightly strained and a few drops of sweat coming down her face. She ran up to Celestia and stuck her hoof out in Luffy's direction. At the end of her hoof dangled a black circle that glistened in the morning sun. In the middle of the fabric sat a large spherical jewel. I wanted to give you this for luck. Sweet treasure! Luffy heavily took the trinket and snugly attached it to his right foreleg. He brought it closer and to admire the jewel in the middle. While Luffy was doing that, Luna bent her head over to whisper to Celestia. You are certain you can do this alone? She glanced at Celestia's mane, which still had a good deal of pink in it. You're not fully recovered. I recovered enough. Celestia whispered back. If things go according to plan, I will have no need to fight. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, the world government has no idea what Luffy looks like as a pony. They have no idea what Luffy's cutie mark is. Just cover up his scar and walk him down. See, Boa Hancock and Amazon Lily don't have those talents. They don't have those abilities. They don't have that magic. So this was necessary. In this story, we have about 1 billion ways we can solve this without sneaking Luffy in. Or if we have to sneak Luffy in, we have about a few ways we can avoid the first 4 levels. Luna said nothing for a moment and bowed away. There, sister, I wish you and Straw Hat the best of luck. Thank you, Luna. Celestia bent her head to the sky and unfurled her wings. She glanced back to make sure Luffy was securely on her back. When she was sure he was holding her tightly, she looked to the sky. To Tartarus! Celestia was gone in a flash. A leap off the ground blew back every pony else's manes and knocked Blake off balance. When he had recovered, he stared out to the sky. No sign of Celestia, but found none. There she is! Dash jabbed a hoof in a small white speck in the eastern sky. It could have easily been confused with a star that hadn't yet faded to the blue morning. I gotta learn how to do that. The sun was high in the air when Celestia landed. Even at noon, the gates of Tartarus casted a great shadow on the land around it. To his left and right, monstrous mountains sealed out the rest of the land beyond the gate. creating a massive barrier. Luffy stumbled off Celestia and shook his head around. His mane was completely blown back from the fight, and his lips and eyes were very dry. Ugh, that wasn't fun after the first few minutes. My apologies, but it did get us here. Celestia lit up her horn, and a bottle of water appeared at Luffy's side. Drink that. Luffy loudly slurped the contents of the bottle and swallowed them in one gulp. The bottle fell off the ground, and he constantly smacked his lips. Ah, that's better. A low growl then rumbled from the bushes nearby. A large black paw emerged out of the foliage, followed by its owner. It was an enormous beast that towered over Celestia. Its 3 heads bared sharp teeth while slobber ran down its jowls. Its millhead growled and let loose a deafening bark. Cerberus! Celestia called out. She stormed over to the giant dog and glared up at its millhead. Sit! All 3 of Cerberus' heads tilted to the left and gave Celestia a confused look. Then it bent its legs and pressed its stomach to the ground. The head on the right let its tongue drape over its jaws. It panted a little while its right hind leg thumped against the ground. Celestia reached out and massaged her hoof against the right head, scratching behind its ear. At least one of you still remembers how to behave. Oh my god, it's a funny joke in this story. It's actually something that resembles the actual MLP canon. I am shocked and amazed! Cool! Oh my god, Luffy's actually acting somewhat in character. I am shocked. Luffy stood over to Cerberus and looked at the beast from different angles. His left head growled out. The middle head stayed silent, and the right head swagged his tongue. So you like your pet or something? Severai have always been native to the land around Tartarus. Celestia moved her hoof back and scratched Cerberus' right side. The right and middle heads gave a growl of delight. Whenever the old guard passes on, I select a new one. It's not an easy job, though. Severai are pack animals by nature, and guarding Tartarus is a lonely job, so I do my utmost to treat my selected Cerberuses with the most care. Celestia withdrew her head hoof for Cerberus' side and frowned. I have not done well with this one. With all the recent troubles that have beset Equestria, I have sometimes forgotten to care for him. Even after his foray into Ponyville, I still didn't give him the proper attention he deserved. When I return, I will have to rectify that. So, you're saying you're a bad pet owner? Luffy asked, but he somehow managed to scratch his ears. Celestia sighed and stood her shoulders down. I suppose you could say that, but Cerberus is the least of our issues. As long as ponies are with me, you will not harm them. The creatures on the other side of the gate are a different story. Celestia beckoned Luffy over. Now that you've stretched, please get on me again. Got it! Luffy tried over, climbing on Celestia's back. Now stay still for a moment. Orange tried Celestia's horn and then floated over to Luffy. A tiny tingling feeling washed over him as the aura filled his body. When the aura fully covered him, it faded, but the tingling feeling remained. There. You'll remain undetectable as long as you are touching me, or until they do a magic scan. But we shall deal with that when the time comes. Remember, we will be watched, so remain silent. Again, this will be so much easier if we bring Twilight. Celestia said no more words and made her way over to the looming gate. She wandered over to the left until she came to a section of the gate that was as gray and hard as the rest of it. She raised her hoof and struck the gate in 6 separate places. The hits echoed for a moment and were followed by a rough sound of metal on metal. A small square section of the gate split in half and parted, revealing a cubical indent. Beside the indent rested a snail-like creature. Its eyes were closed and drooped down, and a gray, saggy beard covered its face. Celestia blew the dust off the old creature, and picked it up the receiver to attach to its back with her magic. This is Warlord Celestia. By my title as one of the 7 warlords in region of Equestria, I command you to open the gate. You know, I've been telling my little brother this story, and he raises an interesting point. And Celestia is a warlord just because she's a princess of Equestria. Why is Amphibia warlord? A hush silence fell across the area. Behind Celestia, Cerberus raised its 3 heads, its ears perked in attention. Then it came a great rumbling. Cerberus ran in all directions, barking its head off while the gate screamed open. Its ensigns groaned until a small split appeared in the middle of the gate. It was silence once more when the gate stopped moving. A new sound then filled the air. It was a soft sound, but one that made Luffy bend his head. It had only been a couple of days, but the noise lit a fire in his heart. As Celestia made her way over to the gap in the gate, a smell joined the sound. Under his visibility, Luffy smiled. The air became moist, and the sound and smell grew more powerful. Ahead of Celestia and Luffy stretched a long bridge that jutted out into the source of Luffy's happiness. When Celestia took her first step onto the bridge, Luffy looked down. He felt like he hadn't seen the sea in a long time, and the waves seemed to reach up to grab him. Celestia quickly made her way across the bridge to the other end. The area beyond the gate was thick with fog, so it had been difficult to make out the end before. But now Luffy could clearly make out the small arch, the dock, and the galleon that made out the end of the bridge. The gate conjured up memories, but now the full sight of the bridge caused a flash before Luffy's eyes. The last time he had been on this bridge, it was being bombarded from all sides, and he couldn't even move. He had to go to Tartarus to save Robin if they hadn't gotten her at this bridge. Celestia turned through the arch and down the stairs to the dock. At the foot of the stairs, a pony was waiting. His coat was gray, and his mane was a light brown. It cut so only the middle part of it remained, and a piece of twine kept in a ponytail. Long, sharp mustache and his piercing eyes drooped down over the sides of his mouth. Guard's white jacket with a flat blue shoulder pads rested on his back. The jacket was long enough to drape over the rest of his body, covering him from his shoulders to his tail. However, the scabbard of a sword poked out at two ends of it, glancing over the pony's back. When Celestia was at the bottom of the stairs, he did a small bow to her.
Warlord Celestia, it is an honor to escort you to Marineford. I am Vice Admiral Mamanga of the Marines.
Celestia returned the bow with one of her own. I see. However, it is not to Marineford that I immediately wish to go. We shall be making a small detour to Tartarus.
You are referring to Impel Down, am I correct?
If Mamanga had been surprised by the request, it didn't show on his face. He kept his voice rough and his eyes straight at Celestia's.
My apologies, but we are needed in Marineford as soon as possible. Whitebeard is...
may very well attack Tartarus itself if he wishes to. Celestia finished. You and I both know he has the power to do so. Since that is the case, what is the harm in having a warlord provide some temporary extra security? Do not worry about how long I was to stay in Tartarus. I only decided to see Fire Fist for a brief moment. I want to tell him the chaos he's brought about, and let it weigh heavily on him in the gallows.
I see.
Mamanga rubbed his chin with his hoof, and rolled Celestia's request around in his head for a moment.
Very well. My orders were merely to escort you to Marineford. As long as it does not heavily interfere with our arrival, it should be possible. Heaven willing, Whitebeard won't show his face yet either.
Mamanga turned and led Celestia over to the pair of retractable steps, then went out to the galleon. The ship itself was no wonder save for its large size. Its sails prominently displayed the sizzle of the world government. All around the ships, ponies were racing about, all of them adorned with blue neckerchiefs, and some of them with white hats that displayed the symbol of the Marines. Mamanga slammed a hoof down on the deck, and all ponies came to attention.
Men, we're casting off! Get to your positions and prepare to sail underwater to Gallo. Impel Down!
Yes, sir! Yes, sir! They all resorted and shouted. The deck came alive as ponies ran back and forth. Ropes were unslipped or tightened. Sails were pulled up or down. Oars were placed in position. The ponies went to their stations. Amidst the bustling yet orderly commotion, Mamanga gave a small smirk at Celestia.
Truth be told, we were all getting impatient waiting for you, but it gave a chance for the greenhorns to get used to their host.
Celestia blinked in surprise. These are new recruits. I thought you had to be at least a lieutenant to get to Equestria clearance.
They're not fully new recruits, but they're green with more sensitive matters, like Equestria.
Mamanga replied, his expression darkening slightly.
Practically every able-bodied Marine has been summoned to Marineford. I'm only here because a high-level escort was requested for you.
More likely a guard to make sure I keep my agreement. Celestia gave Mamanga a small smile at his words. It's good to see that the Marines value my life so much. I can only hope to have such protection should war break out. If it does come to that, it won't be just your life on the line. The whole world's at stake. Damn that Whitebeard! The ship plowed through foggy waters at a swift pace. Celestia stood at the bow of the boat, looking off into the distance. Occasionally, a few of the sailors would glance in her directions, but quickly went back to their work whenever she made the slightest movement. They continued whispering about her and other things while they toiled away. When the sun began to dip into the western sky, a shadow appeared in front of the ship. It was a single black line in a sea of fog that grew and grew, becoming more and more clear. The shadow gave way to gray stone that curved around to form a circle. A few thinner towers poked out from the center of the stones. Directly in front of the ship, the stone circle was broken by a massive grated iron gate. Through the gate, one could make out the towers that actually had a base in the thicker tower. There was also a gap in the water between the main tower and the thick stone wall that formed the outer circle. The ship pulled up to the dock that jutted out in front of the gate and lay anchor. The steps were lowered and Mamunga disembarked. Celestia followed close behind. He turned back to glance at her. I took the liberty of informing the guards it would be coming. Even when I told them who was with us, they were quite adamant about the following procedure. Celestia noted the guard at the gate, but her kept her face a stony neutral. I understand. I have no less with my own guard. They are responsible for locking away the world's worst criminals, after all. You do us much service, Princess, the guard at the gate called out. He left his post and ran out to meet them. When he was larger than the average pony, but still smaller than Celestia. Save for his owner's coat and green-yellow striped names, he appeared to be normal, albeit large. Ran with a large coiled horn under his hat. He lifted a cloven hoof and gave a salute. Lord and Hannibal at your service! He stood still in salute, waiting for a moment before casting flares around. Vice Warden! I was told the warden was going to meet us, said Mamunga in a gruff tone. Yours was, but then you got there. Then the warden has serious business to attend to. Hannibal hastily replied. Then he wildly gestured his hooves over to the gate, which was open enough to allow police through. Please allow me to show you inside. We have just a quick inspection set up before we can go to the lower levels. Of course, Celestia said coolly. She followed after Hannibal while Mamunga trailed behind them. Crossed over a bridge that led to the inner tower, and through a pair of great open doors that dwarfed both of them. They slid through a crack in the doors and entered the prison. The smell inside was like that of a damp cave. Luffy wrinkled his nose at it, while Celestia didn't change her expression. She did take a bit of a deeper breath to fully comprehend the scent. When she understood what the smell was, she almost twisted at it. It was faint among the stone and generally dank air, but the smell of death and rot was there as well. A pink unicorn mare with a white blonde mane, practically covered by a black hat, trotted over to Celestia and Hannibal. She did a light bow, then looked up at Celestia. Princess, if you'll just come with me, we'll get you examined, then you'll be on your way. A mischievous smile then crept on the mare's face. Searching ponies with no clothes isn't as fun, but I always wondered if the legendary princess I heard so much about feels like any other pony. A sweat drop slid down Hannibal's face. Domino, what's what you say? The princess is here as a guest. Don't get any funny ideas. Me? I never do such a thing. Domino clearly surprised. She spun around, went over to a nearby door. This way, your highness. Celestia complied and went into the room. Domino shut the door and advanced over to Celestia. Her horn lit up, and a ring of rock floated between her and Celestia. By present regulation, all non-guards with horns must have a seastone damper adhered to their heads. What? Seastone damper. What? A seastone damper? What? Seastone... What? Excuse me a moment. What? Seastone... What? Okay. Where do I begin? begin with what is wrong with that. Seastone only affects those with devil fruit powers. You know, maybe I'm mistaken here. Maybe there's an explanation. Okay, I just checked. No, there isn't any suitable explanation. It just says Seastone Damper. Seastone only affects devil fruit users, Ryer. That's because Seastone has the power of the sea. Devil fruit users are weak against sea. Ponies are not devil fruit users. They are not immune to sea. They do not care about the sea. They are not going to melt if they go into the sea. They gave Boa Hancock Seastone cuffs because she was a devil fruit user. She was weak to the sea, to the ocean. Last I checked, unicorns are not weak to the ocean. Rarity? Oh, I'm busy swimming in the ocean and I don't care. See? Do you see the problem? You do not need Seastone for unicorns because devil fruit powers are not magic. They are not magical based. So thus, Seastone would have no effect on them. Seastone would not work because they are not weak to the sea. How is this not an issue? How is this not obvious? How could... Oh wait, I know what this is. I know what this is. It's a cheap gimmick to explain the whole Twilight thing, isn't it? It's a cheap gimmick. Sorry, author, but this explanation fails. It feels so hard. And you didn't even need to say Seastone Dampener. You could say Magic Dampener. Anti-magic device. That would be more believable. But no. You had to go with this stupid explanation! Moving on. I suppose that is one thing I'm thankful to the world government for fighting. It does make taking care of unruly unicorns so much easier. The damper floated over to closer to Celestia's horn. This is about to touch, Celestia said, I've never had a damper put on before, but I'm sure it will eep. In a split second, Celestia lit up her horn and sent out a blinding flash. Domino collapsed with her eyes shut. There was a shock as the civilian Seated Mushi clanked to the ground, unconscious. It's safe, Straw Hat. Luffy got off with Celestia's back, returning to visibility. It took no a Domino and the Denden Mushi by the wall. How long will he be out? Long enough for you to start making your descent. There is just one more thing. What? Celestia bore her eyes down on Luffy. Promise me you will not make much of a ruckus. You must not get caught lest you rise his guard's suspicions. Luffy drew a hoof across his chest, lapped his wrist around, and poked himself in the eye while saying, Cross my heart, hold the fly, stick a cupcake in my eye. Good. Celestia bent her head low and sighed. This is where we part ways, Straw Hat, and my protection over you ends. I'm off then! Without another moment's hesitation, Luffy galloped up to the door that Celestia had come in through, and disappeared into the bowels and Impel Down. Meanwhile, Celestia bent down and nuzzled Domino. Domino gave a soft moan. Yeah, just a little. Her eyes flew up as she let out a loud gasp. She scurried to her host, and let out a face of deep red. Princess, It's quite all right, Celestia said with a false grin. The fault is with me. It seems that the damper had an adverse effect and caused my magic to spike. I hope neither you or the Denden Mushi are harmed. No. Domino's gaze slid over to Denden Mushi, which was also awake once more. His eyes moved around the room, absorbing all the images in it. I think it would be best if we try not to tamper again. Celestia gave Domino a nod. I agree. It would be catastrophic if my magic were to spike in the lower levels. I'd never be able to live with myself if my magic allowed a prisoner to escape. For an extra touch, Celestia loudly slammed her hoof to the ground. Domino jumped at the noise, but quickly regained her posture. Yes, I'll take full responsibility if anything goes wrong. Then, shall we hurry down to see our prisoner? Yes. Domino opened the door Luffy had already gone through and held it for Celestia. Normally we had to take the stairs, but given your stats, we'll be taking the elevator to meet the warden, and then headed further down. Luffy had already put a good distance between himself and Celestia when he began to show himself and keep a closer watch on the walls. He peeked his head around the corner and spotted the surveillance Mushi that covered his section in the prison. He kept under it, creeping himself close to the walls. However, the walls gave way to iron bars, and Luffy was so focused on avoiding the snail that his leg slipped right between the bars. He withdrew his glove and pressed himself to the nearby wall, while the sound echoed through the wall. Just when he was starting to move again, a voice from within the cell called out to Luffy, You! An old withered pony slid out to the light. Everything about him was dusty. His coat, mane, even breath seemed to be made out of dust. How did you get out? Oh, I snuck in! The old pony stared out for a moment, then plopped himself down on the ground of his cell. He pressed his head with his hose and rocked back and forth. Finally lost it. I knew this place would break me. Luffy shrugged at the pony before nipping at his hat and pulling a piece of burnt paper. He raised his head off his hoof and placed the paper on the flat of it. The paper then moved forward on his own accord. Aces that way. Luffy rushed in the direction the fever card was pointing, past more cells where prisoners escaped or jeered at him until he reached the stairwell. He took care to avoid being caught in the surveillance and descended to the bottom, only to be met with a large locked door. Darn! I could smash it, but it didn't make a noise. Maybe I could just break a little. Hurry, man! A voice craned out from the top of the stairs. It was a stone floor vaulted by a voice. We got a teleport user and a magic user on the loose down there. We need them contained now! Can't a boy girl handle it, sir? A different voice complained. One more won't let that, and I'll throw you down to prison hell myself! The first voice sounded back. Uh-oh. Luffy hopped off the ground and wrapped his hose around a stone archway above the door. Below him, a fleet of guards swarmed down the stairs, gathered by the door. One of the guards dug in his hand into his saddlebags and pulled out a ring of keys. He picked out one metal key and jabbed into the lock on the door. When the door was open, the pony turned the rest of his fellow guards and barked. One of them failed and properly shackled. I was the one whoever had that thought we didn't have a double through magic users in our hand. Now move out! Yes, sir! The guards raced through the door to the next level of Impel Down. Luffy smiled and hopped through the door that was closing. I'm pretty good at moving around here. Hope there isn't another door. For a while, Luffy kept to the rafters of the level. Guards were all around the door, and there were more Mushis here than on the first floor. After turning around a few corners, Luffy grabbed a rafter and allowed himself to stretch down to the ground. On all fours, Luffy looked around and made sure there were no guards or obvious snails in sight. I guess it's safe here! A blink-crying scream assaulted Luffy's ear, causing his front hose to shut at his head. Ow! What the hell? Suddenly, two figures exploded from around the corner. Closest to the wall was a mare with a light blue coat, a silvery white mane, and a horn jutting out of her head. Further down the wall was a similar-looking pony with a square muzzle that ended on a large red spherical growth. The stallion's mane was a slightly different blue than his coat. It wasn't parted by a horn like the mare's. Just as the stallion rounded a corner, an axe came out of nowhere and cleaved him horizontally in two. The mare let out another shriek. However, the stallion's legs kept on running, while his body floated in the air. His head detached from what was left of his torso and leered at the mare. Will you stop screaming? You'll have every damn guard on you, you stupid horse! Trixie just wants to go home. Trixie has done nothing wrong. Shut up! The stallion screamed. He was close enough to Luffy, now that Luffy could make out the crossbones of red paint that streaked across his eyes. Somehow, he also managed to reattach. If you're here, you're a criminal, so you better run or they're going to get you! I wonder what Trixie did. Or the question is, what has a Trixie done? Oh, shut up. A giant hand grasped the corner and the two ponies had just rounded. Cracking the stone, the beast the hand was attached to then lunged forward to the two ponies. His hulking figure with its head and upper torso covered in a white cloth. The cloth's only marking was a skull and crossbones where the beast's head should have been. Parts of his body, not covered in cloth, were instead covered in a deep blue fur. His right hand carried a massive battle axe. The beast drew the axe at blinding speed and sliced the stallion in two, this time vertically. A dozen other similar beasts joined it and gave chase to the ponies. Luffy followed the other ponies' example and ran in the opposite direction. "Darn it!" the stallion cursed as he reassembled himself. "I was so close to getting out!" Huh. Where have I seen that trick before? Luffy wondered as he stared at the stallion and continued running. "Shut up, Straw Hat! I don't have the time to—" The stallion's tired body then burst out into pieces of shock. His eyes quickly popped out of his head and his jaw practically fell to the ground. "Straw Hat! Why are you here?" "Oh, that's right!" Luffy gave the stallion a smile. "Buggy! It took me a second to recognize you." "Oh, great! A friend!" Trixie sarcastically yelled. "Does he get split in two and not die either?" Buggy finished pulling himself back together, turned his head to Trixie and snorted at her. "He is not my friend!" Another axe took his head to clean up his shoulders. "Damn it!" I want to tear at seeing Buggy, but then I realized we are doing a copy of Impel Down. We are doing a direct knockoff, aren't we?